Do you want to develop your own strength and conditioning program to become a better player? Well, I'm here to give you my top 6 components that you should consider as you design your workout plan. Welcome back, and thanks again for joining me here at Rodu. Today we're talking about program design and what inputs you need to factor as you develop your personal plan. The essence of a good program can be boiled down to 6 key elements. Number 1, specificity. The first thing to consider when developing a strength and conditioning program is how to make it specific to your sport. Different sports, even different positions within the same sport, require certain skill sets and reward different strengths. Ultimate is no different and requires a large variety of skills to be successful. To develop a solid program for ultimate training, think about the skills needed: jumping, sprinting, changing direction, and compare those to your strengths and weaknesses. From there, you can decide what exercises you want to include, how you order the exercises to maximize your gains, and how to adjust your training throughout the season to taper and peak appropriately. Number 2, frequency. After you've selected your movements and order of exercises, it's time to think about frequency and develop a training schedule. My biggest tip for frequency is to make it realistic. If you're new to training, don't think you're going to hit the gym 7 days a week because you're going to burn out quickly. Think about your commitments and current schedule and develop a schedule that you can truly commit to. Make that training schedule a habit and increase the frequency if appropriate. Number 3, progression. Now that you've got a basic outline of a program established, the next element in program design is progression. The basic idea here is learning to crawl before you can walk. Start with simple movements before progressing to something more advanced. Don't start with a heavy snatch pulled from the deck before you have a solid body weight squat. Progression applies to weightlifting, plyometrics, even track workouts. Nailing the basics will make you a more robust player and help to avoid injury down the road. It takes time to master movements. Appreciate the process. Number 4, overload. Going along with progression is the concept of overload. While you want to start with the basics before advancing your movements, you will only build your strength and endurance by continuously challenging yourself. This can come in the form of increasing your load, your volume, or your intensity. Keep pushing yourself each session, and the results will come. Number 5, variety. To avoid plateauing in your training and mentally burning out, you need variety in your program. To introduce variety in your program, you can alter your exercise selection, rest times, intensity, duration, volume. There are a lot of options here, so get creative. Number 6, recovery. Lastly, as you develop your strength and conditioning program, factor in time for recovery. This will help to avoid mental and physical burnout. Your body needs that time to rest and recover. Give it what it needs and have more successful training sessions. And there you have 6 key elements for developing a strength and conditioning program. If you have questions about developing your own program, feel free to send me an email. If you're lucky enough to live in Pittsburgh, come on down to Rodu and let us do the heavy lifting of program design for you. Pun very much intended. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can keep getting our weekly updates. Thanks again. We'll see you next Wednesday for another episode of the Rodu video series.